Hey everybody, welcome to Boardroom to Bounce House. My name is Tana, and this is Michael, and we're here today to give you our reaction to being on House Hunters.
Property Brother. Oh, that's
That's
the next one. Coming
to
soon.
being on House Hunters. So we have our computer here, and we're gonna watch it, and we're gonna give you our thoughts and feedback today on the episode.
That's right. It was it was a lot of fun being on Flip or Flop.
He's a real funny guy, this one. Oh my gosh, okay.
As parents of two toddlers, Michael and Tana are...
Hold on. Before we go any farther than the first 20 seconds of the show, can we talk about our child with the giant knife in the kitchen? The elephant in the room.
I mean, it's kind of a normal everyday occurrence. He juggles knives.
Okay, I didn't know that this happened. Did you? I mean, you obviously grabbed the knife.
I gave him the knife. I thought it'd make good
God,
TV.
did you really?
No.
Okay. Was it staged?
Not that I know of.
I mean, I didn't even know what happened.
I mean,
so
maybe the producers did that.
So unless somebody snuck up and gave it to him, that was real life.
I doubt they would do that though. That'd be a liability.
I think you're right. That probably would be a liability. Okay. Let's get back to the show.
But of course they put it in there.
From DC to be He's all about a historic charmer with room for his family heirlooms.
Can you just imagine my grandmother's antique table here?
No, I can't.
Maybe I'll put a little museum rope, like right here. He likes it.
Okay, the museum rope comment, like a lot of people have seen the show and have asked me, like, was that a line? Did they like make you say that? No, I'm just funny. I just said that in real life.
Yes.
Because that's how I feel.
You are funny.
Things formal. I mean, check out the jacket.
Modern space
I really,
that works for
that's
the
a
whole
cute
family.
house.
I just don't know how that's gonna work with modern farmhouse. Be a comfortable room for our family.
Oh, I hate that I said that.
Move into a boring house, and that's what this is.
Oh, they love that one.
Ding dong. Had some nice features. Great shots of DC.
We met in Indianapolis about over 10 years ago. We were coworkers.
We have two little boys.
This angle is so weird at our tiny house.
We live in a row home in DC that was built in 1913. We did a ton of renovations to make you feel like you're back in that time.
Michael did all the work himself. I can
Back
appreciate
in that
Michael's
time,
craftsmanship
1913.
and love of history. I am not interested in living through another renovation with two toddlers.
Oh, Theo.
I'm so glad they
One day,
called her
there's gonna be
chaos.
family close by. What do you think about moving to Central New York?
Now that we have the ability to work from home full time, we can really live anywhere. I have parents up there that are more than willing to help out with the kids. And you know, you drew all over your face.
Part of the reason why I got behind
He really did draw all over his
our
face
current house
in
is
real
about
life.
1,500 square feet. Out of house in Central New York for about $350,000, which I think is great.
Right?
I'm willing to go
Yeah,
for
it's not
500
really
if we
true.
need to. I don't want to move it. Honey, this is why we can't have antique tables. He likes things formal. I mean, check out the jacket.
Right?
I don't know where I came up with that either.
Absolutely an old style.
Yeah, that's a real camel hair jacket, by the way.
I think you were telling me that.
Things, and my
By the way, these are all shots from my parents' living room.
Because he's gonna inherit that.
Not our
those
stuff.
things, but you know, then hopefully they'll learn to appreciate them when they get older.
It just, like,
Why do you need to have this modern farm?
I want to be able to be cooking and then still be able to see them when they're playing. I definitely don't want to do a lot of work. I want the house to pretty much be move-in ready, turnkey.
I
I definitely think the yard is super important for what the kids should
And I think
be
the
able
two
to
offices, like that's, we need the offices.
non-negotiable. Jessica basically grew up together. She's like a cousin to me.
You want to pause?
Yeah. Oh,
Just kind of
They're really not that new. Honey, this
Why isn't it letting me?
so part of why House Hunters chooses people
You can't
is
give them the secret sauce. Did you want to comment on us driving in the car?
no. I don't
development was built 20-ish years ago. It's such a great neighborhood. I grew up here. I know it's great.
at $399, it's kind of the top end of what we want to spend.
You put a price on convenience, being so close to them.
I love the music. That's the kind of stuff
There's
you're coming
Jessica's
on.
car right there.
Oh, there's Jessica.
Forever, literally since kindergarten. And I really want them to have the house that they both love. But it's a seller's market.
Oh my God, look at the garage.
To embrace that.
Look at the garage.
This house, it's great that it's so close to her family and plenty of room for their family to grow.
Kind of looks traditional, even though it's newer.
I do not like the color. It looks kind of
I
cool.
hate the color.
The landscaping is gorgeous. This house was built in 2003. I know it's not as old as we were hoping for.
Or as new. I would like a new house. Oh, wow.
Kind of
But-
stately.
I really do not like that shape
Shady,
of
this
weird.
is definitely not.
Theo's crying.
So over here is an office, which would be perfect for
I
Tana.
hate the color, but it's great space.
This is your open concept.
Yeah, and I could see the kids playing. I mean, it's really big, but it's definitely not farmhouse.
My mom really does have the same backsplash. And you always call it, what do you call it? The Tuscan Villa backsplash.
Hmm.
She does
She
have.
does have the same
Wow.
backsplash.
Exact same backsplash.
Yeah, it's a little dated.
But it is aesthetics and we could do it over time.
But that's what we did in our last house, and I ended up living in a construction zone for 5 years. I'm not really sure about all this fussy molding.
I love it. I mean,
So if you're gonna be on the show, and then you're gonna watch it with your in-laws, you have to be careful what you say, because they were like, oh, I guess we need to get a new backsplash now.
They kind of already knew that.
Oh,
remember we joked that we could get a 2-for-1 special?
Well, that's probably what the developer did. I imagine there was a guy who was going around the neighborhood, I have the backsplash for you, and then all of a sudden all the neighbors start going to each other's house and they're like, that jackass.
and casual space at the same time. Like,
You really want the boys playing on the armchairs? You're gonna be telling them to get off. This needs to be a comfortable room for our family.
I hate that line.
for my stuff, it's not just furniture. It's like the memories of my family.
There's more rooms this way, guys.
Right.
Trust me. We'll
I care about your family's heirlooms, by the way. I know they didn't
Here's a
make it
nice
seem that way.
living room.
I
I
know.
really do like the light. We definitely would need to paint this.
Over here is the deck. This is gonna need a little TLC for sure.
We have to do some work to it, so
But I really do like how big the backyard is.
the kids could play back here. We could build a swing set.
So here's your
I feel like, when do you watch House Hunters where they don't comment on like, the backyard is so big, we might have to paint.
formal dining room, your formal
Wow.
living room.
Can you just imagine my grandmother's antique table
Nope,
here?
I can't.
Formal living room could be
Right.
right here, so I can put the antiques here.
Maybe I'll put a little museum rope, like right here at the doorway.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
great.
here and there.
You guys wanna check out the upstairs?
Sure.
What am I doing? I'm like
Main bedroom.
upstairs.
I know you're not gonna like this wallpaper
Wow.
over here.
It's a little strange.
I guess maybe they had the bed here, but you get a lot of space. Look how big.
Huge bathroom. It's not modern, but
Is this your style?
no.
Okay.
You know,
I'm just again seeing down.
I think there was more to that joke.
There's just so much that I'm gonna have to update, and I'm just tired of doing projects, so I just really need to think about
Oh,
whether or not that makes sense for me.
That's when we were, so,
So let's check out the basement. It's totally done.
Why am I going like this? I don't know.
Big.
Yeah.
The kids basically have
They didn't show
nowhere
your
to run around
workshop.
the current house.
Can we talk about that? They didn't show your workshop. There's this big room in the basement. Maybe I'll show it. Maybe I'll insert a clip. There's a big room in the basement, and Michael really wanted a workshop. Remember that was like one of your wish list items that you wanted a workshop. Did you get your workshop?
Mm-mm.
You're gonna turn it into a workshop, which is like
You lax down here. How much do you think this house is actually gonna sell for?
I would definitely consider doing an escalation clause. So what an escalation clause is, you're gonna offer one number and then you're gonna put your, let's say, final and best number on top. So that way, anyone bids higher, you are willing to pay up to here, and that was your best and final offer, but you won't go higher than that. The chances of it going over asking are pretty good. And when I say over, I'm thinking like 10-15%.
Wow.
I'm okay with going up to 450 since we were approved for more than that.
Granted, it's a lot more house, but we're gonna have a lot of projects to do, so I just don't know. Definitely not the house that I envisioned.
definitely not the
After
house.
leaving DC.
Can you do that again?
I will.
Come on, turn it on. Why?
I can't recreate something. It was art.
It was art.
One time.
It was art.
Want the old grand architecture.
It's already been
Gosh,
copyrighted by
these-
HGTV.
These,
suburbs. I think it's
colors.
important that we find the right house because I'm leaving a lot behind by moving.
Think about it, guys, and I will talk to you later, okay?
All right.
All right, thanks,
Jessica.
Jeff.
Okay, so tell us what you really think about the outside of this house. I kept calling it a Tudor.
It does have some Tudor elements to it. I feel like it belongs in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, this is really cool.
All I see is brown.
It's like Gaston's house.
Oh, commercial.
Maryland beer?
What
do you have?
From Virginia.
Security
Cheers.
system that we've ever
To the DMV.
Protect your home with Ring Alarm. Shop holiday
Left
this
it
season at
all
ring.com.
behind.
At the UPS store this holiday, we've got you covered with our pack and ship guarantee.
He's a trooper.
We have no friends.
That's not
here
true.
in central New York.
That's not true.
Packing and shipping.
These people are our friends.
What people?
The people in the
elves?
camera, in the screen. Hey you, will you be his friend? Great shots of Beeville.
My dad will get the salsa ready
Oh, I love your dad's salsa.
I love that the salsa comment made
Ever
it.
had Jeff's salsa?
No.
He makes the best salsa.
Tana and Michael are leaving DC for.
I like that you're sitting on like a tie-dye
She
blanket.
wants a modern farmhouse.
Did you notice that?
It was like her seat cover in her
The
car.
house is family antiques, nearby Syracuse.
I mean,
It
I don't
is
think
a
she
little
thought
bit
it was
farther away from your parents, though.
Gonna be on film.
Yeah, my mom's not crazy about the idea of having to drive 20 to 30 minutes.
I think
Nice,
it's
nice
concerned
crop
with
shot.
the price of it.
380. I mean, not a lot of houses come up on the market for sale in this area. I really don't foresee you guys getting a deal.
So are we allowed to talk about this neighborhood?
Yeah.
Very
No.
stately.
Do you have
Love
something
it.
you want to say about the neighborhood?
Um,
Michael really did want to find a house in this neighborhood.
they have a tennis club.
They do have a tennis club and a lot of really cool houses.
I grew up going to a tennis club.
Maybe they have
Not
antiques
helping my
there.
case, is
Maybe
it?
they have antiques there.
No, but when we first started looking in the Syracuse area, we found this community, and for those of you in the DC area, it kind of reminded us of like Chevy Chase, but
It
of
didn't
course-
really remind me of Chevy Chase. I mean, maybe a little bit, but
I mean,
it's Syracuse, so it's not the same.
I don't know, not like Chevy Chase, Connecticut Avenue, but like if you go back into the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I don't know if you spent much time back there, but the types of houses. So, I mean, there's no Connecticut Avenue. There's
No.
James Street, which there's not a whole lot happening
Yeah.
there. But yeah, you could buy a house for, $300,000 to $400,000 rather than $2 to $10 million.
So we're about to go inside, and right before we went inside, we commented about the side yard of this house. And that was the thing about this house that was kind of strange, is like, there was this huge side yard. It actually sits on like a double lot. So there was a lot of space between it and the house next door, but then they didn't really show it on the show, but there was basically no backyard. Like there was that attached like garage area, and then like kind of a big driveway that you could like put a barbecue and a table on.
Yeah, and the driveway wrapped around the back of the house, so your backyard was paved.
Yeah, like it was like blacktop, which was kind of strange
silly.
In a way. It almost reminded me too much of our old house because our old house had like such little grass space being a row home, and then it was like boom, you hit the alley.
It didn't remind me of our old house at all, but
okay, well, you know what I mean. Sort of.
The property line comes right out here, so that's what makes it a quarter of an
Oh yeah, see there, we're talking about that.
Really cool.
You love this in the floor.
I love these are beautiful parquet floors and the inlay.
Hold on, I want to comment on the floor because I actually think the floor is really cool. I know that they showed me saying like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of brown, but I do appreciate architectural details. I just don't like projects. So I thought these floors were cool. I just didn't want to do any projects.
yeah. I mean, this house, it did have some cool elements to it, but completely, like, it wasn't conducive to our lifestyle.
Thank you.
It just feels very brown.
So this house is from 1929. It has all the character he's been looking for, the stately aspect. But I wanted to show Michael a house just like their last house in DC.
This is great.
Yes, this couch is really, really similar to the couch that he inherited from his grandparents.
Oh, no way.
No, I can definitely see our antiques in here. There's plenty of room for that.
I appreciate those. I just don't know if I see the boys playing in a room that's this fancy. Totally freaking out if Hamilton picked up a crayon. I don't know. I'm just not convinced it's the right house for us at this point in time.
A lot of great lighting.
I really mean that. Like I would live in this kind of house like when the boys are older. Or like when they're gone.
Yeah, and with a budget of $500,000.
Yeah, because you're just always
to fix
fixing
it.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, and so part of the problem I found with a house like this, in DC, this house would work all day long because you could pour $500,000 into it and it would be worth $1 million more than what you paid for it.
Right.
But in upstate New York, there's just like, you're not going to make money on a house like this, so it's kind of, you'd have to do it out of the low of the house and want to stay there for 30 years.
Yeah.
Here, either one of us could make this an office.
I kind of love the fact that it has the black. It makes me feel like I'm getting a little bit of that farmhouse charm that I like.
I think farmhouse Tom, like what did I say? I was like stumbling. I think I was tired at that point.
Formal dining room, Michael.
This is great. I love how there's, a defined space. Definitely seems big enough to get my grandmother's table.
Jessica, can we talk about the kitchen for a minute? I think you will admit this kitchen needs to be updated.
Yeah.
I'm just having a hard time imagining me cooking in here while the kids are playing because it's not open. Yeah, I'm not sure about the step down. We could make this one level and I could blow out that wall between the kitchen and the dining room. I think I would actually be really happy with that. But again, I've seen
that there's a lot of work to be done here. Maybe we could make them a low offer and see what they'll
get a
take.
deal.
It still has a lot of square footage. It's in this great historical neighborhood, so we have to be careful with even thinking about getting a deal.
Jessica was like, no, you're not getting a deal. Too bad. They didn't show on the show is after we were in that like back family room area. Remember we went to like the long skinny laundry room and then out to the garage. The garage was really big. The garage was pretty cool in that house. But the long skinny laundry room was kind of weird. And they didn't show you the backyard that we mentioned earlier. So now we're gonna go upstairs and you're gonna see some of the upstairs. They didn't show all the upstairs.
There was a lot of stuff that happened in this house and like they didn't show any of the basement. And the basement was
and we did some funny,
so weird.
funny stuff in that basement. It makes it sound really bad, but like
I feel like they wanted to show you all the good aspects of this house, so you would think that we might have picked it.
Yeah.
Because if they had showed you some of the other things, people would say, "Oh, there's no way they're gonna pick this."
Look at the pink tile. I think that this would have to get changed. Like the light This bathroom is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, the tile looks like it's in good.
There's no windows in here.
I could definitely make this an office. I could put some bookshelves in here to keep like my grandfather's book. I think my
So this room was over the garage. Remember how hot it was in there?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you want this to be your office?
grandparents, even my great-grandparents, would be proud that there's someone in the family taking care of their things, giving them a proper home. I think they'd be really proud of a house like this.
Over here are the other 3 bedrooms.
Good size.
This is huge.
Not sure why I care about what
Yes.
dead people think, but
I think this
it was
is
the
big
character
bedroom.
I chose
This
to
is
play.
enormous.
Now here's a bathroom I might want to change. I'm not sure I want to keep the orange tile.
And this is definitely not original 1929,
No.
so I don't care about tearing this out.
Can we tell them about some of the other areas of this house that they didn't get to see? So there was the basement.
There was the basement. There was a bar down there with some really old liquor.
Yeah. And we got behind the bar. We were like, doo doo doo.
Yeah, they weren't.
And they didn't show the workshop. They totally just like didn't show the workshop areas in any of the houses.
Yeah.
Like that like left your
Yeah, that's
story
right. There was a
and you were
crazy
all about
workshop.
antiques and not about your workshop.
Yeah. No, they definitely cut out a lot of stuff and really focused on this antique.
It's all about the
art,
antiques.
Which I mean, that's part of the character I chose to play. Like I kind of wanted to
Give them what they wanted.
give. Yeah, I don't know.
He was a theater major.
It's like
Major, minor?
you know, we kind of decided amongst ourselves like which houses we were gonna pull for because we thought like, you know, we want to throw people on the show, and I think they like it when you do that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Well, also in that house were the windows. And the one comment that did make the show from me was like, oh, I like the black windows because they look like farmhouse. But what they didn't show was that Michael made the comment that we thought it looked like the Beauty and the Beast house was us opening the front windows of the house and singing, bonjour, 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 bonjour.
That's right.
Because we felt like we were Belle and Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
Right, but Disney wouldn't sign off.
No,
on it.
Disney wouldn't sign off, so they had to cut it.
Yeah.
And wait, we have to tell them what happened in the attic.
Well, the attic was all sorts of weird, and we spent a lot of time filming.
We
up
spent
there
like hours in
to
the
have
attic.
it completely cut out. The attic, which I
You can't say it. Nope, don't say it. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so we went up to the attic. And
I
there
called
was,
the secret suite.
There was, when you went up there, it was a long, skinny hallway, which these kind of old houses are hard to film in because you can, it's like, and I can appreciate that as like a small YouTuber, like even just setting up my own cameras, you know, you have to think about angles and stuff. And so you have these larger, like professional cameras trying to get angles in a space that's like this big, and it was so hot. And so you went up this very long staircase to the attic. And remember there was that bathroom like right at the right when you went up?
It looked like it was still from 1929.
Yeah.
And then there was this cedar closet. that
And
had
there was,
clothes
like,
hanging
wedding
there. There was
dresses
a wedding
in it.
dress in there. It was all kinds of creepy.
The cedar closet was actually kind of cool in a way because like you don't see that so much anymore.
And then there was like an old carpet sweeper, and I was messing around with it, and then it opened up, and like dust and stuff went everywhere. It was
I can't believe that didn't make the show. They probably didn't include it because they didn't want like, I don't know. They just probably didn't have time. And the show's not supposed to be funny. Turns out maybe we should have been on a different show.
That's right.
HGTV, call us. We want our own show.
This house in DC is a $2 million house.
But I mean, the kitchens, the bathrooms, there's just a lot.
Kitchens,
Good,
plural?
Many projects.
Could be a compromise.
Back to Baldwinsville.
Move-in ready farmhouse.
They look like they just built it in a corn shop because,
Corn shop?
or, sorry, I was looking at the flower shop commercial, in a cornfield because that's exactly what they probably did. You want to talk about that house?
Probably.
While we wait for the commercial to go.
Yeah, the last house was like, it was very bland and boring. And there were no trees.
There were no trees.
I mean, it was a huge yard, but
I did cartwheels through the whole yard. Like, they didn't show that, of course.
to me it felt like they took a corn. It's probably exactly what happened.
It's probably what
they
happened,
took a
yeah.
cornfield.
Farm.
They said, let's build a bunch of houses here. And, I mean, that's great if that's what you like, but that's not what I like.
It had some nice conveniences, and I did like that the finishes were all what we wanted. But you're gonna see when we keep watching here that there just wasn't a lot of space in this house. So we would have been like a bit, bit pressed for space.
That's right.
Everybody watching this hopefully has already watched the show because we're totally giving away. All right, let's go back.
With the Jessica Simmons, it just looks really cookie cutter.
I think it is so cute on the outside. It's like almost a farmhouse. It's got the black shutters.
Did you really think it was that cute?
I thought it was a good looking house. Like of all the houses in this neighborhood, I thought it was one of the better looking
Time
ones.
to be indecisive. And they're risking going back to DC empty-handed.
Here it is. Look how cute it is. Oh my gosh, it's so
I mean, I like the colors of the outside. I thought that they did a great job staging it.
I don't know.
The garage is cute, the porch is cute, the landscaping's cute.
What they're looking for. I'm hoping that this will help them come to a compromise. It meets the aesthetics that Tana was looking for with the modern farmhouse look, but for Michael, it meets the price that he wanted. It's completely turnkey, and they can just move their stuff in. I really like the color.
I think it's lacking a lot of historic charm.
Really like the color.
It's
Gray.
gray.
But it kind of has that farmhouse feeling to it. How's it going? Good. This house is really cute. Yeah, I like the color. Is this the
Bam! You walk
Okay,
right
wait,
into a
let's
desk.
talk about that front room. Real thoughts in reflection. What do you think of that front
I
room?
mean, what would you even put in it?
I don't know.
It's like a reception area. Hi, the owners will be right with you. Just take a seat.
I think it's actually supposed to be like a formal dining room by layout. Like I'm wondering if that's what the
Could have
builder
been.
thought, like conceptually.
Or, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's strange.
It's a parlor.
It's like we'll give you this little tiny room.
No, so there
It's
is
open.
other space we could turn into offices. This is what they have as an office.
Okay.
Is this the whole house? I mean, where are my antiques gonna go? I'm really seeing.
I mean, maybe you could use that front room for your antiques, and then this could be more of like the family area.
But we really did kind of feel like that. Like, wait, but where's the rest of the house?
Yes, but then where's your office gonna go?
She said there's more space for
There's more
offices.
space. We're getting there.
I think it's gonna take a lot of work to get my antiques to work in a space like this. Like, I just do not want to move into a boring house, and that's what this is.
That's my favorite line that you said.
Whatsoever.
It's really
The
big.
poor people that bought this
I
house
know.
will watch this.
Lighter, so it's not so dark. I even really love the hardware. Wouldn't have to change anything in here.
Actually, I've since changed the hardware in our house to match that hardware.
I know it's not a formal dining room. It is more of an open concept. It's a
I don't know. You
fenced-
told me we were gonna have more space if we moved to New York.
This house
and
is
like,
a
no.
lot.
But this pretty much has the same space that our house in DC has. I just don't think this is big enough for my grandmother's table. I think we should have room for it.
There's not really a lot of space for Michael's antiques. It's so testy or emotional about it, but this house is certainly more of a farmhouse.
Those
than
damn
some other
antiques.
antiques. I really like it. The colors are right. It's got a good glow, and it's a very practical house. Wow, this yard is huge.
Plenty of room for the kids to play.
You could totally put a pool back here.
Totally. This house is priced pretty well so that we'd have money left over. We've got plenty of space to do it.
I love it.
The backyard did kind of feel like a fishbowl. Like no trees, no privacy.
Okay, this is a good
So-
size.
Yeah, it could be another layer for the kids, an office space for one of us.
Paint color. I don't have to paint anything. Okay, it's big.
I would think in a house that's this big, to have a bigger ensuite
Yeah,
bathroom.
but that shower is really a good size.
Let's go check out the basement.
you could potentially finish this.
I kind of like that it's a blank slate.
I'll take this space for the office and we can put a wall here. We can do it before we move in and then the house would be completely turnkey. And then you could take the front room and you could put your antiques in there and you could work in that space and you could enjoy your antiques all day long.
She's really trying to sell me pretty hard on this.
She's thinking, she likes the farmhouse.
You should have just said, why don't you just build a shed in the backyard for your antiques
Yeah,
and
you
you
could
just live there.
You could have built a she shed.
You just live back there with your antiques.
You could have a she shed.
Once I saw the basement, I think I really started having more of the mind.
I really like this one.
I would definitely suggest maybe doing an escalation clause. It won't be activated unless someone else offers higher than your original offer.
We'll meet you for a drink later.
Okay, give
At Barato's, her mom's restaurant, that got cut.
Good house for the price.
You wouldn't have to paint anything. The kitchen's already white.
Right.
There's a spot in the front for your antiques.
I mean, you know that I really want an old historic home that's stately and grand.
Are we holding hands? No.
I liked it.
Remember we had to drive around for so long? Oh, far away from my parents.
Now we're gonna have to get antiques.
You have antiques, they just didn't fit on the truck.
I have one couch and one chair. It's
All right, here we go. We're gonna
but I
do
made it
this
sound
finishing
like
scene here.
made it sound like I had a whole lot.
Great shots at Baldwinsville.
After an intense
Should we
weekend
talk about
searching upstate
how nervous your mom was?
My mom was so
to have him
nervous.
shoot in her house.
So nervous. She was so nervous. And I was like, Mom, they're gonna shoot it for like 4 seconds. Like, don't worry.
She was like, I've worked so hard that I don't know how clean it is. Or like, you know, they're really only going to film the kitchen table.
Yeah, that's basically it. They didn't even show us sitting in the living room.
Right.
It needs some work for sure, like bathrooms, kitchen.
It's close.
It's really close.
It is
I really
really
like
close.
that about it.
And what time of day was it? It was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're like, well.
We're like, well, normally we'd be drinking wine,
Yeah.
so let's just open
yeah,
some.
if we were talking about this and it'd be in the afternoon and it took so long to film that we probably downed like 3 bottles of wine.
Probably.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's fine. We had a babysitter.
Your antiques could go there. And the yard was so big, the kids could totally run around. And it had a huge basement. And where? Big plus.
Like what you
You really
said.
like the historic home in Sedgwick.
I mean, you're not going to find any more character than that area.
I'm not quite sure the style, but I mean, they just don't make homes like that anymore. 380, which sounds like a lot.
I know you guys think it's a little far, but I was surprised how much I liked it. And I love the black windows. Kind of reminded me of a farmhouse in a way.
I have my grandparents' antiques, and I'd really like a proper home for them.
How was the yard? The yard was okay. It was mostly on the sides. It just needs a lot of work. The kitchen is a total gut job.
I think we could make it work even with the renovation.
I'm concerned with 2
So
little kids
did we
and
talk
dog.
about how we really were targeting that neighborhood?
We didn't
a
tell
lot?
them.
We were targeting this neighborhood in downtown Syracuse a lot because of the architecture and whatnot. But I think it was actually a comment that your mom made that kind of changed our mind. She goes,
I'm not driving down there.
you realize that's like 25 minutes from my house. Like, if you think I'm gonna pop over, you know, to
Yeah.
help out with the kids, think again. And we go,
We're like,
maybe we should be a little closer.
As long as we could figure out office space in the basement. But I know you guys could tackle that in the weekend.
The kitchen.
Yeah, in a
like,
weekend.
Right backyard. Which one do you think would work the best for us?
which one are we gonna pick? Ding dong!
Need help and daddy? We ended up choosing the large colonial in the same neighborhood as Tana's parents.
I didn't necessarily get the farmhouse I was looking
Wait,
for.
so how did people
and-
think? You said that people texted
So many
you and
people thought we
you
picked
picked
the
a
third
different
house,
but
yeah.
yet they show like the front of the house right here.
No, they thought we picked the third house like when they were watching it.
I thought you said afterwards people were like,
I think people get confused. They don't pay attention that closely. They were like, oh, are you gonna finish the basement? I was like, no, that's not the one we picked.
And Michael certainly didn't get a historic home, but at the same time, we really wanted to find a house where we'd be close to family and have enough room to spread out. How are you? And this house was listed listed at $399,900, but we ended up having to use an escalation, and we ended up paying $460,000 for the house.
Over $100,000 more than where I wanted to be price-wise, but
Whoops.
this is still less than half the price of what we sold our DC house for.
I'm most
Kind of.
happy about this room over here because we already
It
started
is.
painting it. I think that I can add a little bit of the farmhouse style in the open concept area of the main floor, painting the kitchen white at some point, and we'll definitely be adding some more black and white colors to the space. 2 rooms for antiques, the formal side of the house.
2 rooms.
I think my mom would be really happy that we have a proper place for all of her family heirlooms.
In all honesty, we're very happy you're here.
You are very welcome.
Yeah.
I actually think your mom would be really happy with this house.
Probably because it's very similar to the house that she and my dad designed and built.
Yeah,
So, yeah. But not on purpose.
yeah. So, we hope you enjoyed our episode of House Hunters. Thank you so much for watching our reaction to the episode. Thank you, Michael, for being here, making a guest appearance on Boardroom to Bounce House. Sometimes it can be hard to get him on the show, so, you know, we appreciate him, right? We're gonna do a Q&A in our next couples video when we're together. So if you have any questions about the experience, leave them in the comments down below. We'll answer as many of the questions as we can. And we just thank you for being here and thanks for the support.
And make sure to go ahead and like this video.
And subscribe.
Smash the like
Oh
button.
my God, you're gonna wake the kids up. Like and subscribe. And thanks for being here.
Oh, I don't do that. Who does that?
I don't know. It's a new thing, I just made it up. Ding dong.
I don't know where to put my hands.
Maybe we need to like hold the camera.
It's
Ah!
it's like we're in the Blair Witch Project.
Okay, stop. Okay, wait. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Boardroom to Bounce House. My name's Tana, and this is my husband, Mike.
No.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Boardroom to Bounce House. My name's Michael, and this is my wife, Tana. Well, you know her, she's the star. Today, we're gonna be doing something very exciting. We are going to be watching our House Hunters episode and reacting to it. Crazy things are gonna happen. It's very exciting, so stay tuned. And at the end of the video, you're gonna get a little nugget, so watch till the end.
A nugget?
Yeah.
What's the nugget?
There's gonna be a, ooh. And then you wanna make sure you watch till the end of the video because there's gonna be a little jelly bean you're gonna need to find with a, there's gonna be prize money, $10,000.
No, there's not. That's not true. But in an upcoming video, there will be prize money where I'm doing a giveaway sometime next week. So if you want to know about that, hit subscribe.
Tana's gonna be giving away a Bitcoin. So
No, I'm not.
Stay tuned to the end. She doesn't know how much a Bitcoin
I am
costs.
not giving away Bitcoin, but sometime next week there will be a giveaway on my channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it.
How much do you think a Bitcoin costs?
I don't know, $5,000.
More.
$500,000.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to film like this.
Why not?
Because in the top of your head
It's
is
like
cut
they're
off.
sitting right. My head is not cut off. What are you
Mine
talking
was.
about?
I just slouched down.
All right, fine. Sit up then.
You're gonna put this in the bloopers?
Yes. Only because you just said that. Hey everyone, welcome to Boardroom to Bounce House.
Welcome here.
All right, you just need to get out of here.
Let me do the intro.
All right.